Hey nerds! The Spirit Nerds are back with drinks in hand, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, to talk Oscars, nominations, movies, all the fun stuff with you today. Um, Before we talk about all the fun stuff with you today, we'll first just get into where you can find us if you want to see more of us. Mariah, we'll let you take that per usual.
Yep. So, at any of your usual podcast sites, Apple, Spotify, I don't even know what the Anchor. I don't know what other ones people listen on. Android, I'm sure, has something. So, whatever you're listening to us on. And then, if you're watching us, then that means that you are amazing because I didn't post anything about us recording live. So maybe you follow us on YouTube or Twitch or Facebook or something. So you're getting a notification right now that says we are going live.
And we thank you.
So we thank you.
Yeah, I put you on the spot with that, so thank you. um, and then just getting that off the chat. If you could just leave us a review, some comments, or anything like that on anywhere where you are following us or watching us, we would greatly appreciate it. Please and
God
thank
damn,
you.
you taking straight shots.
What?
You
Oh,
just take us.
No soju again.
Oh, okay. I was like, all right.
All right, well, let's get into it. Like, what are you drinking, Mariah? Because I didn't catch that. I was fighting with my cat again, but.
So in honor of the movie Past Lives, I'm drinking soju.
I think out of the three of us, you were the only one to watch that, so you'll have to explain why you're drinking soju. But is it flavored? You have a T-shirt on.
Oh yeah, I have our Spirit Nerd shirt on too.
What?
Oh,
I
nice.
made for Comic-Con last year.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's flavored. So, what?
I was gonna say, can I guess real quick? Is Past Lives about Asian people?
Koreans.
You didn't even watch the trailer, at least. We'll get into it. We will get into it.
They're Korean, so.
Okay.
We need Shawnee here to tell us what that would be. What like salud would be in Korean.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
All right, David, what are you drinking?
So last time we had a little mishap. She decided she wanted to try again.
Oh.
Yeah.
What you make?
Can you remind us what that was?
Last time it was in Bibi. It tasted like asphalt. But this is called a Showtime, and it tastes much better. It's tequila and pineapple and some other stuff, but fucking amazing. So
nice.
Yeah. And I got a little fancy glass that I think I got from you. I don't remember.
Probably, I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know. It's really good though. What are you drinking?
God, this cat is on my last nerve. I apologize.
I heard.
We are fighting. Anyway. I for some reason all week, I don't know if it's because I've been seeing it on TikTok, but ever since I made that patanga that one time, which is the Coke and the lime juice and then the salt and then the tequila, I've been seeing that a lot on TikTok more often, and I've actually been craving it. So I just made that real quick. And yeah, super refreshing. And then I don't have a very fancy glass. I have a Mayor Mac McDonald glass,
which is a fancy glass.
Nice.
So. Oh, I'm fancy. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just chilling with one of those.
Okay.
Ready to talk the Oscars with you, Mariah.
Yeah, let's
this was your idea.
Yay! Yeah. So I guess anyone listening or watching, I hope we have some really good conversations tonight, because I know everyone kind of got into it in our group text. There was already some controversy, and some people had some thoughts about some movies. So I'm glad everyone got into it and excited to talk about it. This is definitely the first time I feel like I've really watched all of them. I usually try to watch a few, but it was kind of nice to get out of my regular movie comfort zone and check out a couple of things I probably never would have chosen to watch.
Now, are there usually 10 movies? Because that was a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
There are now.
Now there are, yeah. So one of the things actually I want to talk about a little bit was Oscars controversy, and The Dark Knight is what had them go from 5 movies to 10 movies, because it was such a great movie when it came out, but it did not win Best Picture. I don't even think it was nominated. So they created. This is 2010. So in 2010, they increased it from 5 to 10, and they called it the Dark Knight rule.
Because The Dark Knight was slighted, they added 5 more movies onto it.
Yep.
Yeah, because it wasn't nominated, and everybody was like, "The fuck is wrong with y'all?"
Well,
So they're
why-
like, "Okay."
why 5 movies just because of that?
So I was wondering the same thing. I have no idea. I have no clue. Best I can figure it, they were just trying to make us regret it. Like you know how, okay, well, I don't know if you watched Saturday Night Live, but Shane Gillis hosted Saturday Night Live last weekend.
Mhm.
And the whole thing about that was, oh, he got fired from the show before, and now he's back hosting. And I'm pretty sure Lorne Michael was like, okay, if you motherfuckers want to keep bringing up the fact that he was fired from SNL, I'm going to bring him back and show you why he was fired. And so they just made a straight SNL episode that wasn't funny at all. And I think that's what the Oscars were doing. They were like, fine, if you guys want to bitch about how many movies we have, we'll just double it, put way too many movies, and just make you regret even bringing it up.
Okay. I mean, effectively.
Yeah.
Because I was like, no other category has as many nominations. Why does Best Picture
Nope.
have 10 and everything else have 5?
There were
Well-
not 10. There have never been 10 movies that deserve to be nominated for Best Picture.
There were not 10 movies this year.
There
but
were
we
not.
will get into that.
Yeah,
Mariah?
we definitely will. I guess before we get into the movies that are nominated, just to give a little back history of the Oscars. So I'm gonna read a little blurb here. So shortly after the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science was incorporated in 1927, a dinner was held in the Crystal Ballroom of the Baltimore Hotel in downtown Los Angeles to discuss the goals of the new organization. One of those goals was devising a method to honor outstanding achievements, thus encouraging higher levels of quality in all facets of motion picture production. Blah, blah, blah. The 5 spokes of, okay, so the guy created like the guy with the knight, with the sword, and there was 5 spokes that represented the 5 branches of Academy. So art, actors, directors, producers, technicians, and writers. So those were the first original categories that were nominated. And since 1929, they've given out 3,000 statues. And there's a lot of questions, I think, theories of where. So obviously it's the Academy Awards, what we call it the Oscars. And it looks like there was some librarian who said that the statue resembled her uncle Oscar. And that's how I got the nickname the Oscars. And then it just carried on. So
Okay.
Where did you read this from?
like the Oscars official page
okay.
of their history.
Okay.
And there's much more blah, blah, blah. You can go Google it, but that's the gist. They just wanted to be able to honor, the movies. And categories have changed over time. Eligibility rules have changed over time. So it's actually pretty interesting because when I was watching the movies, I definitely felt the theme was inclusion and diversity. Everything had some sort of aspect of that, and that was actually rule that was put into place for the 2023 movies. The rule was announced in 2020, and all the movies that were released the past year had to follow 2 of 4 different rules that fit inclusion and diversity. So it was intentional that everything we watched this year felt like it was inclusion and diversity. So, but the other rules are pretty basic. Like you have to run for 40 minutes or more, which I like that the requirement is just 40 minutes and we've gotten 3-hour movies. You had to run through a certain time, something about editing, film quality, et cetera, et cetera. So pretty, they're not hard category, the requirements are not difficult to achieve, I guess. So, but I would actually be interested to know how many movies were submitted that we don't know. We only get to see 10, but how many movies were actually submitted and what were they?
This is my first time even paying attention to the Oscars, I think. So,
Yep.
and this was only at your request. So I have no idea.
But it would be nice to be able to see everything that was submitted. Because I know Saltburn, I really enjoyed that movie. I think that if Poor Things can get submitted and be nominated with the amount of sex and inappropriate behavior, I think Saltburn should have been nominated. But
Wait a second. Is sex a bad thing?
no, there was just a lot.
In Saltburn?
No, in Poor Things.
I'm about to say in Saltburn, he fucked up.
There were just like 3 scenes and you got over it. But like this was like continuous, like
because I heard that in Saltburn he like licked semen off of a bathroom floor
in a tub. Yep, he
And
fucked a grave.
Okay.
And he
The
ate out
grave?
a girl on her period.
So
those
Like
things
an
didn't
actual,
happen.
like the where you bury someone?
Yes,
A grave?
yes,
Yeah,
the grave,
yeah.
the dirt. His penis was in the dirt.
And you wanted
But
that.
besides that,
and you wanted that to
besides those 3 scenes,
What am I
it was
missing?
a really good movie.
Mariah said, that's cinema right there. It should have
Okay.
been in that top 10.
yeah.
Barry Lee should have been nominated for something like Best Actor, but anyways.
All right. Well, where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the best pictures? How you want to start this?
Yeah, let's just start with the best pictures. So I'm just gonna read off a little like 1-2 sentence synopsis, and then if you saw it, just let me know like your thoughts. Like give a quick little recap of the movie.
Okay.
Did
All
you
right.
guys watch Barbie?
Sure did.
Nah,
All right. So for anyone that didn't watch Barbie, Barbie and Ken are having the time of their lives in this colorful and seamlessly perfect world of Barbie land. However, when they get a chance to go to the real world, they soon discover the joys and perils of living amongst humans. So Denise, what was your thoughts about the movie? Do you think it's, Oscar worthy?
I feel like I don't have a say in what's Oscar worthy or not because this is my first time paying attention to the Oscars. So I'm not sure if it's Oscar worthy because I don't know what's been Oscar worthy in the past. What I will say,
Lord of the Rings won. Just let's put Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring was best picture.
Was that the third one?
That was the first one.
The first one.
Oh, then no.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I feel like we in David
Titanic.
Titanic.
Like these are movies that won.
So then the Oscars just have a problem in general with what gets nominated and who wins. I shouldn't take it. Okay.
Well, I just read you their eligibility rules. 40 minutes.
Don't take it as you don't have good taste.
No.
that's what I'm gonna say. I didn't think this movie. I don't understand. I got the hype around it. Their marketing team was fucking fantastic with everything they did to hype this movie up. I thought I wasn't a fan of the movie itself.
Were there like parts specifically that you didn't enjoy?
I don't know. I think where it fell flat for me, I think because I knew I was watching movies that were Oscar nominated, and one of these movies is when it won Best Picture, right? This wasn't the first movie I watched. I think I watched The Holdovers first. So I watched The Holdovers first, then came into Barbie. No. I watched Barbie first. Then I watched The Holdovers second. And after I watched that, I was like, Barbie, no, it shouldn't win Best Picture. Because after I started watching the other movies that were nominated, it was a fine movie. It was okay. Ryan Gosling was cool. Michael Cera is my favorite part of the movie, to be honest.
He was funny.
He made me laugh a few times. And I remember like even looking at my notes now. At the end of it, my notes were I don't remember any much of that movie. It didn't keep my attention. And then I just kept writing down notes of the things I wanted to Google after the movie, like all the discontinued Barbies and Kens and why the IRS like story went bad and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nothing in the movie held my attention really. I
agree. I think when you watch everything else, like that one, it definitely feels like kind of an outlier. Like it doesn't seem to fit with the rest of the movies, which have, just so, I don't know, lighthearted. I don't know what it is about it. It just didn't, everything else just seemed, I don't really want to say more put together, but it just had more like passion. Like everything else
Yeah, I'm sure
that we
hype
watched.
around the movie also gets put into consideration when they're trying to figure out what's going to go in this 10. And I don't know if any other movie other than Oppenheimer was like hyped up as much as it was last year.
Yeah.
So I think that is one reason why it got in there.
If you've ever have you ever seen Adam Ruins Everything?
Mhm.
No.
So he does an episode, I can send it, that about award season, and it's as much as you want to watch like these movies and hope that the one that truly did the best or was the best movie is going to win. It's all about money. It's all about
Mhm.
who, who even Grammys for any genre of awards. It's all about who, put the most money into marketing, who paid off whoever, who they do like parties and shows. And so it's really not maybe about who's really the best movie, but
Well, what do you think about it?
Barbie, I mean, I liked it. I think it's definitely not, I don't know, as memorable as some of the others. I think, yeah, like Ryan Gosling was super funny. Michael Cera was funny. There was good parts to it, but I don't know. Maybe it was because it was so hyped. But I didn't watch it until it came out in streaming. I didn't go see it in theater.
Mm-mm.
Do you feel like that would have made a difference?
No,
I'm asking seriously because I didn't watch it.
I think if I was like into it, but I wasn't, like I just was waiting for it to come out. Then I watched it, and that was that.
Okay.
But I think it could have been nominated for like costume and design and like some of these other categories, but I don't know about best picture.
Right.
Well, it was nominated for costume design, so.
Well, there you go.
It was nominated for costume design. Quick glance through here because I know what the song was also. Yeah, I'm Just Ken.
The song, yeah.
And What Was I Made For got nominations for that too.
Yeah.
David, why didn't you watch it?
Because I saw the trailer.
Oh, okay.
And I was just like, this isn't. I wasn't going to have anything nice to say at the end of it. And I'm not going to be that person that's going to tear down something that's objectively good because everybody loves it and it's nominated for Best Picture. So I can't sit here and say it's terrible. I guess I could had I watched it because there's definitely a movie we're going to talk about at some point that was fucking horrid. And it's also nominated. But
it was just a fun movie. Like, I don't see how that, like, Barbie is any different than like any other, I don't know, like fun pop movie that we've seen. And I think that's the hard part about like judging the best, best pictures, that they don't, it's so many different genres. Like it's kind of hard even to maybe judge some of these apples to apples because they're just completely different movies. Well, they probably are best on their own.
As somebody who didn't watch it, I was assuming it got nominated because at some point, like let's say, I don't know, halfway through the movie, it stops being like a fun romp and it gets into like how women are viewed in it. Oh, okay, that's what So I was figuring that's why it got nominated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that fun romp started to kind of creep, like closure started to creep in kind of a little early when Barbie was talking about existential death and all this other stuff. And everybody was like, what are you talking about? And then by the time Cellulite and everything came in, it was just like, where is this going? So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you're kind of right. What's next you want to talk about?
All right, so Oppenheimer. So during World War II, Lieutenant General Leslie Groves Jr. appoints a physicist, J. Robert Oppenheimer, to work on the top secret Manhattan Project. Oppenheimer and a team of scientists spend years developing and designing the atomic bomb. Their work comes to fruition, oh my God, I can't even say the word. On July 16, 1945, as they witness the world's first nuclear explosion, forever changing the course of the history.
She said,
fruition. Okay, Oppenheimer is definitely in my top. It was a really easy 3 hours to get to. Like I sat through the whole thing. I wasn't like I'm usually distracted on my phone, get up, use the bathroom. Like no, I sat through the whole 3 hours. Unlike Killers of the Flower Moon, that took me like 3 watches. Like that was so. Like this was just like going. It had.
Yeah.
I really kind of wish I would have seen it in theater because I know that was like a big,
Absolutely. I watched
a
Oppenheimer
big
twice.
point.
Yeah, I regret not watching it in theaters.
Yes. I even made
If
that
they-
note. I was like,
Yeah,
when we got to the bomb part, because I think this movie got nominated not just for best picture but also editing and sound.
yep,
Um,
yeah,
the editing and the sound in this movie, especially when the bomb started to come and they were out in the desert
Yeah.
like testing it, and the countdown came on and everything
Yeah.
was just high energy and high anxiety. At that moment I was like, I regret not watching this in the movie theater.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd forgotten for a second, like when it went off, and then I didn't hear anything. I was like, oh shit, wait, sounds hits like 10 seconds later, and then it just like hit you.
Mm-hmm.
I would
Yeah.
go see it in the theaters if they put it back out, or it might still be out at some places, but it was really good. Like I was engaged the whole time.
Yeah, I think I mean I really enjoyed it, and I think that Christopher Nolan had kind of a lot working against him because when you put the trailer out and you do all your hype, of course you have to kind of front the bomb, right? You've got to let everybody know, like, yeah, there's going to be a fucking explosion. Go see it in the movie theaters, watch it on fucking Dolby Atmos and everything else. You can get like the full thing, but there's a choice there you can make where you make a movie about the bomb and it's fucking terrible, and you've got 15 cool seconds when you blow something up, or you go the other way. And sure, that was a cool 15 seconds, but everything around it was really fucking good too. I don't really remember the bomb going off. I mean, I know it did, and when I was sitting there,
a small part of
Yeah.
that
Right.
movie, which is
Yeah.
crazy because that's what
it was such
the
a
lead
small
up was.
part.
Yeah.
And then it's like when you get to the end to find out that this whole thing is just a fucking, like, it's half okay, cool, we did this thing with this bomb. Nobody really makes that the thing though. And then the whole back half of the movie is trying to figure out who fucked him over. Like that became my favorite fucking part.
Mm-hmm.
Watching,
I have in my notes, when did this become a whodunit? I was like,
Right.
oh, when did this switch?
and it was so fucking cool how it just transitioned. It was like, okay, this isn't really a bomb movie, whatever. Like who's fucking Oppenheimer over?
Yeah.
And Robert Downey Jr. did a fucking amazing job of being a jealous
Yeah.
little douche. Fucking Cillian Murphy did a great job being Oppenheimer. I mean, they were shitting on Albert Einstein. Like, this movie was fucking great. I loved it.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was interesting because I don't remember if it was in the movie or I think it was like in the little editing things after, like the little shorts after. Because I think one of the things they talked about was the casting. Because I think this movie is also nominated for casting.
Yeah.
They were like,
Yeah.
the scientists in this movie that were attached to the store were like the rock stars of their day. So they needed to bring in a rock star cast just to show you like just how
Mm-hmm.
you would have been in just amazement of being in the same room with these people that were doing this. So
Yeah.
they had to bring that same feeling into this movie with their casting, and the casting hands down was amazing.
And let me tell you, Cillian Murphy, and I was like, this is weird. Like, because everybody in my head, I was like, everybody else looks so at least accurate looks wise. Like they made, Einstein.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Oppenheimer was an attractive man. And then I saw like actual pictures of him. I was like, oh, yeah, he was probably swimming in it a little bit back in the day. Because I imagine some like old dude, but
no, he was also like socially awkward, they said too. So he may have been, may not have been. Like he was just kind of like a little weird guy. But
I mean, apparently he was getting after it.
The sex scenes between, I was like, why? I know Chris Nolan said they were necessary.
I don't see how.
They were not.
I don't see how.
That was no, I didn't need to see that.
And I've gotten to an age now where like I don't like nudity in movies because it just means that I can't watch it because the kids are gonna run in at any second. So just watching. A decade ago, if Florence Pugh would just sit on the couch topless, I'd be like, "Hey, this is fucking awesome." Now it's like, "All right, man, you got to put a shirt on." Or like, you have to put a shirt on, or I have to turn this off. Like it's one of the two.
Fast forward.
So I tried that with Poor Things; it did not work.
Also, it's crazy that Christopher Nolan never has won like any awards. Like I think the Golden Globe was that was his first time winning a Golden Globe
What the fuck is a Golden
earlier
Globe?
this year.
How many awards?
That's the.
You know what?
Oh, there are just way too many award shows. I can't
was
even get into it.
I was watching something else. They were like, in America, you all have like 200 different awards you can win. They were like, in Europe, there's maybe 3 or 4. They're like, you have way too many awards. I was like, absolutely. I don't. What
They
is a
don't. I
Golden
mean,
Globe?
it's just each organization has their own award show.
Well,
Yeah.
they
That's
just
just
have
that's just
So
like,
there's like People Choice, and there's like one that was just on the SAG after that was on last week. That's like a peers voted one,
Yeah.
award, and there's just so many different ones. That's why there's so many different winners, and I guess that shows that it's so subjective. Like there's not like the same winner in every single award show. Like no, someone different can win every single category at each one based on whoever's voting or whatever the criteria is for them.
Well, Shauna's texting us, and she said Oppenheimer felt like a mashup of different movies. The beginning felt like an art house psychedelic film, then a biography, then it turned into a courthouse drama, and then a White House drama. She liked the back half better once it all came together. So yeah, once I understood what was happening, I was like, oh shit, what? And then that's where the second watch came from. So I was like, well, now that I know what the second half was, let me go back and piece it all together again. I really, really liked this movie. I like the way they did it. I don't know. There wouldn't be much I would change about it, unlike another movie we're gonna talk about. I feel like he brought, like you said, we hear so much about the bombing, and this brought in so much more that was around it of a story I've never even heard before.
You got to know Oppenheimer, like you got to see a little bit more about the character and get familiar with him, and unlike, and we'll talk about later, some of these other movies that are out, like where I don't know anything about these people these stories supposed to be based on true people, but like I don't feel any connection to them at all. But I got to know a little bit more about like him and who he was, and then of course everything that went on in his life around this bomb.
Yeah, I don't know. I really like this. So this movie has several nominations. So we've got Best Picture, of course. We've got Cillian Murphy, who was nominated.
I think it has 14, is what I saw.
Best Actor. We've got Robert Downey, Best Supporting Actor. We've got Emily Blunt, Best Supporting Actress, which
she wasn't even at that much. So.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Then we've got Achievement in Cinematography. Then we've got Costume Design, Directing. So Christopher Nolan got a directing nomination. Film Editing, which again, yes.
Yep.
Makeup and Hairstyling, and the music. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know if anybody has seen it, but at the end of it, they do these little shorts for each section. I don't know if it's each section they were nominated for or what, but they talked about the music. And his name is Ludwig, which, famous composer he's named after. So it's kind of like he was born for this, I guess. He wanted to tell the story of just using the violin, because he's like, the violin can take you from something really, really just beautiful to really creepy, just like that. So he had everyone on stage playing live the violin at one time, and that was his main musical piece for the score. And it was just beautifully haunting, which is exactly what he wanted to convey with the music in this movie. I don't know. So I feel like this movie is going to walk away with a lot of, I hope this movie is going to walk away with a lot of the wins and the nominations.
I feel like it's not.
You feel like it's not?
No. It's supposed to. It should. Yeah. I think it should. But
I hope
in a year where they are super pushing diversity, this is a film made by a white man, starring a bunch of white men, and also a bunch of white women. And I think maybe I saw a black person.
There were some in the back row.
Yeah. No, this movie's not going to win as much as we want it to, or as much as it deserves, because it came out in the wrong year.
Oh, I hope so.
Looking at the awards shows up to this point, David's right.
It needed to come out in one of those years where they didn't care about diversity.
Well, I hope.
Yeah.
So which ones do we, other than Best Picture, is there anything else you're like, I really hope it walks away with this award?
I really hope that Robert Downey Jr. gets Best Supporting Actor,
Okay.
and I
And you
hope
got the BAFTA, which Mariah, I don't know if there's a connection. Like, if you get that, then you're more than likely a shoe-in for this one, or
I don't think so. I mean, I don't really know too much. I'm sure there's some. There's some statistics somewhere that like has put it all together, but
okay.
it didn't seem to line up. Like there's been different things happening. So
Okay.
let me jump on FanDuel real quick, see if we gambling about this shit.
All right. Well, while you do that, I just want to say, and I don't know if anybody picked up on this, but I just wonder if this is either going to show us maybe what Nolan is doing next, or if he has a theory of himself with the whole Strauss Kennedy connection.
Yeah, I saw
Because
that.
with oh yeah, because when they said that you lost by 3, and one of them is basically an upcoming Democrat, JFK, I was like, well, why out of the 3 people would you name JFK? Because one of the other people that said no against him was LB Johnson.
Mhm.
So I thought it was interesting that he says JFK because, again, as we saw in this whole movie, was
Yeah.
because Strauss had a grudge against Oppenheimer. That is why he had that, he made him testify, or had those made those allegations against him. It was all
Yeah.
because he held a grudge. So when he heard that, you had 3 people that said nay, one of them is JFK. I'm like, did he hold a grudge and maybe have something to do with that fateful day in
Interesting.
Dallas?
I don't know who my gamblers are, but I got the Vegas line, and it's looking pretty good for Oppenheimer right now.
Okay.
All right.
Minus 4,000 to win.
Okay.
Let
The
us
next-
know if you put a bet on this.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna tell you all of them as we do it. Okay, so Barbie is plus 1,600. It's not looking. I mean, it's
not looking good.
well, it's in third.
Oh,
Okay.
What other one did we talk about? We talked about
we've only
Oppenheimer.
talked about 2 so far.
That's
All right,
it.
so Oppenheimer's in the lead at minus 4,000. Barbie
Okay.
is third with plus 1,600 right now.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
And Shauna said that Ludwig also did Black Panther and The Mandalorian. So
Oh, I know who we're talking about then. It's a
Mandalorian.
what you say? What's the Mandalorian?
Oh, the TV show.
Denise.
TV show. You know who I was thinking of? I was thinking
No.
of the fuck my life. The Rings. Shang-Chi for some strange reason. Please don't know that. Mariah took a shot.
There's
I'm
nothing
sorry.
we can do about it. We're live.
What do
The
you
people heard you.
You just asked.
Can't take it back.
You just asked the whole internet on a nerd podcast. What's the Mandalorian?
Because I was going the Marvel route. I don't know why. I heard Black Panther and I heard
Oh,
Mandalorian. And then I was like, is that the Mandarin? Who the hell is the Mandalorian? Because I was still thinking Marvel, but I got it. It's
Mhm.
I have feelings on the Mandalorian too. So I mean, I don't know.
All right, so
Whatever.
let's
Okay,
go to the next. So our
Yes.
next 3-hour movie, we're just gonna hop right over the Killers of the Flower Moon. So
Why?
Killers of the Flower.
Real quick.
Nope. Killers of the Flower Moon. The movie tells the story of a wealthy Osage woman, Molly Burkhart, played by Lily Gladstone, whose entire family was murdered by a band of white men engaging in a scheme to inherit their oil riches. If you didn't hate white people already, I mean, my lord,
I hated everybody. after
Leo
white people.
DiCaprio's character. As soon as you saw, I thought he was good at first. Like I thought maybe he was like into her, and then you saw him go out and like rob those, the Native Americans. I was like, awesome. So this is where this story is going. Because I had no
He was
idea.
a
I
Lenny.
had no backstory to this at all.
I did not either. David, do you want to go first? Or do you want to go? I don't know how we want to.
What do you think? I got something good to say about it.
I don't think any of us do. Mariah, do you have anything good to say about this?
I think that it was just really. I feel like it could have, if it was just a little more compact. I did like the end where we kind of started to get into like this whodunit, and they were figuring it out, and the people from Washington came down, and they started to investigate a little bit more, and blah blah blah. Like the end kind of wrapped it up, and it was good, but it was just slow. And I didn't know anything about this situation. Like I didn't know anything about the Osage Nation and the oil. And maybe if it was introduced to me a different way the first time, or I knew maybe more about it, it would be more interesting. But
Yeah,
I mean, I'm glad they put this movie out because I did do some research and was able to look into this and what this was all about. But I don't know
Right.
if this. I don't know. I feel like maybe if it was maybe more focused on the Native Americans, like in a positive way. I don't know. I it was I don't know.
I got you. Look, so you're trying super hard to be nice. And here's the thing. Martin Scorsese isn't good at directing movies anymore. He's not. This was a poorly directed movie. The writing fucking sucked. The acting sucked. Everybody phoned it in. I don't know how anybody's nominated for anything at all for this movie. This was a 3.5 hour movie that should have just come out on Apple TV. So I could have just said, oh man, I can't believe I sat down and wasted time because I paid for this shit. I couldn't believe I paid for this. That's what pissed me off. Halfway through it, all I could think about was the fact that I paid $15 to watch it.
You paid money to watch this?
I did pay money to watch. I watched it before it was free on Apple TV.
Oh, damn.
And what I watched was Leo DiCaprio. Like Leonardo DiCaprio did not act well in this movie. Martin Scorsese, the best thing he could have done was, as he was walking up to that podium to start saying all those people's names, was just trip and fall. That would have been hilarious to me, because at least something would have fucking happened that felt organic in this fucking movie. Everything felt like it was read off the fucking script.
Leonardo just did what he always does. Like, it wasn't like it was just kind of the same.
It was like Martin Scorsese said, okay, I'm going to murder these Native Americans, but I only know how to kill people in mafia movies. So all of these things just going to like fucking mafia hits. Yeah. It looked like I was watching fucking Casino again.
My take on this, because that was the second direction. The first direction he wanted to go in for this movie was more on the side of the FBI, because this was their first murder or homicide case. So he wanted to go at this from the side of the FBI. So that's what Leo was.
I would have preferred that.
He was coming from Martin. Yes. This story is such an interesting story. I kind of did some side research and listening to some other podcasts. And then the author who wrote the book, I listened to him talk about it. When I listened to him talk about it, it actually made me dislike the movie even more.
Was he upset about the movie?
Huh?
Was he upset about the movie too?
He did his part before. Well, the interview I listened to was before the movie came out. Martin was I think was either in talks of doing it or had just started shooting it. It was like in 2018 or something like that. So the movie hadn't even come out yet. I think something like this makes me think it should have been more in the direction of like a Lovecraft Country type of thing. When you listen to just how horrific everything that took place, Martin, I feel like, dumbed a lot of it down for the audience. One of the things that the author said when he went to the library or went to the Osage Nation and looked at some of their stuff, they have this panoramic panel, like a photograph on the wall, and one panel is cut out of it. And the woman pointed and said, she basically said they had to remove it because the devil was in this picture. And that devil was the one who's doing the murders, which we know who it is now. But he was in that picture. They took it out. And they said they took it out not to forget, but because they can't forget. And they had to take him out. Like, for it to have that much of an impact on these people to this day, like, that was such, I don't think he portrayed just how brutal everything was. He made it seem like it was just this one family and people were kind of getting picked off left and right. But no, it was the poisonings that were happening, the bombings, they were being hunted. And not just them, their animals, like their dogs were turning up poison. Like, they were being tormented mentally and physically. It was just bad. And nothing in this movie portrayed that. I
think I saw some interview early on. It was like a snippet of someone of the Osage Nation saying like that this didn't do it justice. Like, it shed light and people now can know and can do their own research, but it didn't really, really show, like you're saying, like what was really going on.
That's all it did was it made me look to see, okay, what really happened? Because I know this wasn't it.
And I
So
could
what
have
really happened.
History Channel documentary. I could have used that to get
look at-
like started. Like I didn't need this 3-hour movie of whatever. Like I didn't need all this for them to just I could have.
My
I wish I
notes
would have
said
watched a
Ken
real
Burns.
documentary about it or something.
Ken Burns needs to get on this because I don't. This wasn't it. The white people in this movie, though, I don't know if this was Ken. I mean, not Ken. I don't know if this is Martin. But when that baby was their kid, he said, what did he say? He said it's an eclipse, one light and one dark. It's like an eclipse. I'm like, white people just be saying, they just say
There's one thing that you can count on with Martin Scorsese, and that is racism. he will find a way to get it into a movie. I remember he had Joe Pesci talking about niggas, and there were no black people even around. They were having a conversation about something different, and he just like, niggas like their music. Like he has to get.
So maybe he
racism
just
in
wasn't
this
the
movie.
right person to take
it's
this
weird.
on.
He's not the right person to do a lot of things that they let him do. But this was a movie about racism and about violence and about colonization, really, because I mean, this is just really a microscopic view of what colonization is. These white people saw money and they saw opportunity and they came and they took it. And these people who maybe knew better, but also tried to see people as they are, accepted them, brought these wolves into their house, and just let it all go down. And that's not what you see on this screen. Like Denise said, what you see is a very sanitized version of what went on. What you see is not an attempt at telling a story, but an attempt at getting people to act well. And the two don't mix, and it comes out bad on both ends.
Yeah. I was.
I think the like one
in Google for the most part watching this. I was like, okay, this what really happened here? Because it feels like you're kind of telling me the story. I need to take it the rest of the way. Like what really happened in this story?
The good thing that came from this was that it changed the way I view not only movies but my life, because I am done sitting through shit that I do not enjoy anymore. There's a chance that if I had watched Poor Things before this, I would have watched the entirety of Poor Things because I felt obligated to do it for the podcast, right? After I sat there and finished Killers of the Flower Moon, I'm never fucking doing this again. There's no way that I'm going to sit and give 3 hours of what may not be a long life. I could die tomorrow. And I just spent 3 hours watching Killers of the Flower fucking Moon.
That was your last
Never again.
No.
So you heard it here. We're never reviewing the Oscars. This was
Davey actually said it yesterday. He said, "I did this for Mariah, but never again."
No, because I mean, we all.
I agree.
I have to imagine everybody gets one. like Shauna got her Lord of the Rings off, and I was like, okay.
I'm done. Cut off.
Mariah had us watching an Oscar movie.
I made them watch up to 10 movies, so I think I'm good for the next 5 years.
Whew. All right. So we all collectively hated that one. What's next?
All right. So next.
Hold on. I got to give you the odds.
Okay.
Oh.
Killers of the Flower Moon is sitting at 5th with plus 2,500.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So a good one. So now let's talk about The Holdovers.
Woo!
Which I don't know. Okay, this is the first synopsis that comes up. Filmmaker Carla Forte brings attention to the plight of hundreds of cats and dogs that are abandoned every week at the Miami-Dade County Animal Services.
That's not the right movie.
Wrong movie. Okay, a cranky history teacher at a remote prep school is forced to remain on campus over the holidays with a grieving cook and a troubled student who has no place to go.
You read so much of that first one.
What was that first one though?
You read so much of it.
Cats and dogs
that are abandoned every week at the Miami-Dade County Animal Services. The Holdovers. Movie by the same name.
Wait, that's not based on a true story, is it?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about that one, so.
Nope.
Oh, The Holdovers, like it just was such a feel good. Like I just really enjoyed like watching that movie.
Did this come out in theaters?
It did. No, yeah, it did, and then it came out on
It
Peacock.
had to be
I
qualified.
don't remember seeing a like a commercial or a trailer for it. This
It
was
wa-
such a.
It was
Like,
in
this is-
theaters for like a really, really, really short amount of time.
Oh, okay. I mean, this was my after Oppenheimer was my favorite.
Yeah, these are like sitting like it could go either way
Yeah.
for me. I really enjoyed it.
Like if this or Oppenheimer wins, I'm fine. Like this was an amazing movie.
The
This
character
was when I started
dynamics,
basing
relationships.
the rest of my watches off of, because I feel like it wasn't fair for me to try to compare Oppenheimer with anything else. So
Yeah.
if I was watching something else, I compared it with The Holdovers. Like, did I like it and enjoy it as much as watching The Holdovers? So I don't know. I really like this one.
It's wholesome. I don't know, just those human connections and the things that you learn about people when you take the time to get to know them, and you put a bunch of people with differences in a room, and you find out different things and people connect, and I just really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like
Dave
what's
I
old
Joy
girl's
was
name?
perfect in it.
was that what is that the cook?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh
man.
yeah.
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 She's winning. I mean, she's it's undeniable. I mean, of all the nominations of everyone in her that lineup with the same category, like she's been killing it through award season, and she deserves it, and hopefully will continue to do so.
When that dude turned around and
Oscars.
told her to change the music. Oh man, she did amazing.
She did.
And also, and I mean, it's so weird. That's such a great story, and really, I mean, it's what we're essentially watching the same three people for about an hour and a half. So every now and then, other people jump in for a second to contribute, and they do equally great, and then they jump back out. Like watching Paul Giamatti's character, whenever like you funky as shit, he's like, yeah, it's a medical condition, I can't fucking help it. As the day goes on, I start to smell worse, and like him dealing with all his shit, and he thinks he's finally got somebody. And then he has to turn around and see her fucking kiss her boyfriend. He's like, oh, shit. At the same time, old girl's in the kitchen having a breakdown because her son, was not. I mean, I don't. And mind you, I only watched like 3 of these movies. But I feel real confident in saying that this is probably, like I said, if not the best one, like really, really close behind Oppenheimer.
Oh, no, it was. Dominic Sessa, the main young man who was there, that was his first time in front of a camera. They shot the film at a school, and the director said, I mean, we're at a school, it has a drama section, like a drama class. Let me see if I can find my leading man in this drama school. And he did. And he did an amazing job. I wouldn't have known that was his first time acting in a movie like that. The story was such a good story. I don't know. I liked all of it. And then the chase scene where Paul was like they were chasing each other. He had him like running after him, and Paul was just like huffing and trying to catch up to him and like all hurting and stuff. That just felt that was probably one of my favorite parts. I was like, that feels very real to me. Mary was just my favorite character. Even when she was in her house clothes, cooking in front of them, smoking, like she was like their house mom. I
haven't seen everything she's done, but this seemed like I think she mostly does like comedy. I mean, that's where I've seen her. I've only seen her do comedy, so I love to see like an actor do something different and just kill it. And we'll talk about some other people later who tried and just couldn't do it, but we got to see a different side of her as an actor, and I think that's why she's so deserving, is because she shows that she's more than one dimension. She's more than just a comedian.
Yep.
Yeah.
David, what's Vegas say about this one?
They got The Holdovers sitting the 4th best odds at plus 2,500. Same odds as Killers of the Flower Moon.
Okay.
That's not sad.
It is sad. It does not deserve that.
No.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to Poor Things. Brought back to life by an unorthodox scientist, a young woman runs off with a lawyer on a whirlwind adventure across the continent. Free from the prejudices of her times, she grows steadfast in her purpose to stand for equality and liberation.
Let me tell you
Things that I
something.
would know.
Emma Stone deserves Best Actress.
Oh, it's
don't-
another like seeing someone who normally does comedy just to put her in this role, and she just like, I mean, I've never seen her like this, and she was amazing. I think she definitely showed her range for sure.
I
David
turned
said
it off.
she was Happy
I
Jack.
turned it off after 10 minutes. But
You got that uncomfortable?
the 10 minutes I saw, I was like, okay,
Yeah,
she is really fucking acting. And
Yeah.
like she's acting in that way that someone who like I know I don't understand, quote unquote, the process or whatever actors have to do to get into the place to act like that. And that's why I brought up Tropic Thunder, because I was like, yo, this is exactly what Lincoln Osiris was talking about in Tropic Thunder. Like, you never do that. And he started listing those examples of people who went too far and people who just walked that line. It was
she
like,
walked the line.
just farting in the bathtub, laughing your ass off, like, like just real simple. But like she was great. The story was just fucking. I mean, and I like weird shit. The story was weird for no reason, almost like it was just vaudevillian kind of.
I think this is the book's better than the movie type of
probably
situation. I would say that if we were like film students and we were looking at this super analytical, I think that this is probably a really great film. I mean, the cinematography, the editing, the costume design, like if it doesn't win Best Picture, I think it probably should hit and win a lot of these other categories from like a very, I don't know, film school look.
Yeah.
Like it has all these things that makes like this really unique, great film. And it'll definitely be studied. I mean, it'll definitely be shown. And
that's what thing. Like people are gonna look at her performance and study that. I think it's gonna be fucking great. Like I said, I couldn't finish it. There were a lot of people having sex with a mentally handicapped person, and that was weird. Like, old boy was ready to marry her, and I'm like, she just 2 days ago she just figured out how urination works and that she shouldn't do that. And like it was like wee, and then she just peed on the floor. And it's like she licked the whole side of your ear. And now you want to marry her. She can't really talk yet. And then he was like, yeah, let's get after it. And then the other dude, Ruffalo, just starts getting down with her immediately. I'm like, bro, you she's not there yet. This is gross. And that's where I was done. But
I don't. Well, the dude that licked her ear, he knew what was going on, and he knew. I don't know. I don't know. I understood what the story was trying to say. I understand the point of it, and polite society is shit. It's all made up. It's not real.
But then the dude that said polite society was shit is the same dude that took advantage of, like I said, a woman who was not in a situation to make decisions like that about who was going to penetrate her body.
Well, in the beginning, so the story progressed. She starts to.
She had a child's brain, but that brain developed throughout the movie.
Right. So, but when he started tagging her, she had a child's brain.
Yeah.
I
think like the feminism and like the self-discovery, I feel like Barbie was like for the family and Poor Things was like this like darker version. They were very similar, I think, in what they were trying to like say, but they just did them in very different ways. It was like black and white, Poor Things versus Barbie.
Yeah. I got what it was trying to say. I was just like, I don't know. I didn't know it was based on a book, so.
I tried. Helena walked in when she was trying to figure out the cucumber thing. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I would
Yeah.
have stopped too.
Again, I thought I saw Emma Stone. I was like, that's not gonna happen. I saw R rating. I figured it was gonna be for language.
Nah.
No, in the UK
No.
they made it like 18 plus or something because of the sex scenes. So
Yeah, it was very. I
M.
was watching it with my curtains open. I have a fairly large TV, and I said anyone walking by outside is going to be like, "What the fuck is she watching right now?"
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so if you have not seen this,
mind.
do not watch it on an airplane. Do not watch it in a public place. Keep it in the confines of your home.
Yeah,
No, don't do that. Watch it wherever you want to watch it, because you just told me the whole point of this movie was to not bow down to polite society. So watch the shit on the airplane. Watch it on a bus. Go to the library, log in.
Turn the volume up. Just go for it.
No headphones.
if it's a polite society, be dangerous. Go for it.
Yeah.
Although I did start just fast forwarding through the sex scenes after a while, especially when she was in. I don't want to call it a
The
horror house,
brothel.
but
The
when she was
brothel.
in that house, I just started fast forwarding through stuff.
Oh my god! Then the one with the guy brought his son. I think that was towards the end of all that, but that's where I crossed the line. I was okay with it up to that point, and then I was like, okay, well,
yeah.
Is this necessary? I don't know.
No.
So I actually have this pretty low in my list, but I know it'll probably win, and it's probably higher up. But I don't know. I just conflicting. It's
Where
not something
do
I
you
probably
think-
would have picked.
Where do you think Vegas has it?
8.
I think they probably have it. So you've given us 1, 3, 4, and 5.
I have.
So I think they have it at 2.
They do.
Yeah.
They have it at 2 at plus 1200.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Number 2.
It's just you think about the people that are probably voting, the people part of the academy, the people who really study film, and and yeah, I 100% see where they're putting this, and the cinematography is unique and it is great, but
Yeah.
as a personal choice, it's lower on my list.
Okay.
So let's move on. All right, so let's go to Anatomy of a Fall. A woman is suspected of her husband's murder, and their blind son faces a moral dilemma as the sole witness.
That nigga
I really
was
like
blind.
this.
He
Oh,
was
you didn't
blind.
watch it?
I watched the trailer. It looked like you could see.
Oh, okay. No, he was blind.
He was blind. I don't know if he was blind or if he just had like a seeing.
No, he was blind.
Like
He was
100%.
blind. Yeah, because
Like
the
in
dad
real
had
life?
to put like little points. Oh,
I
no, I
remember
don't
the
think in
tape
real
and
life.
stuff, but I thought that
Yeah.
he couldn't. Like he had a problem. Like he could maybe see 30% or whatever.
No, I don't think so.
don't know.
I really like this movie. I thought it was very interesting to learn about like the French legal system. Like that, I want to see more French court because that was very interesting how they sat and they talked and everyone was. It was just
It
like
made
open.
sense.
It was like transparent. It wasn't like
makes
people were-
sense.
yeah. It was really cool to watch. And I mean I like murder mysteries and I'll be honest. To this point, I'm like 99% sure she didn't do it, only because I want to believe the son, but there's still a part of me that thinks she did it.
Did she get away with it?
Yeah,
She got
because the
acquitted.
son gives this testimony,
Is
and
the
I don't,
son.
and he sat through the entire trial, so he's hearing all of these details of his parents' marriage, of their fights, like
'Cause
you
he
know,
thought he
so
could
it,
handle it, and then turns out he can't. Surprise,
and he
surprise.
can't. And that's why I was kind of conflicted. Like, is him giving this final testimony? Like, I don't think he would lie,
He did.
but I don't know if he would embellish some of the truth. Like, I don't know, because he wouldn't say it because he wants to protect his mom. Is how I felt. I don't know. I still don't know if she did it or not. Like, I'm conflicted, but it was really good. I did
feel
like it.
I read that the writers also don't know because this is an original screenplay. So I feel like the writer said that they also don't know if she did it or not. But the son did lie because he saw that she couldn't get out of it, whatever it was, and he believed her, so he lied for her. But we don't know if she did it or didn't.
I would say the only reason why that kind of kept me to believe that she was innocent throughout is I really thought I guess the prosecutor was like, he was like, anything that he said, it was all based on like, it wasn't based on fact. It was like, well, what if she did this? Or what if it was this? It was all speculation. And that's why I was like, he's not giving any concrete details and it's really not helping him out at all. No, he was good, but his performance and what he was saying was actually making me feel like she was innocent. Like I think he was not doing his job.
I want to plug a quick site based on this movie because Mariah, I remember stopping it and having a panic attack because I thought something was going to happen to that dog. So there is a website, doesthedogdie.com.
No.
Where if you're watching a movie and if you need to know beforehand if something's going to happen to this dog, doesthedogdie.com.
Does it also work with cats?
I don't know. I've only used it for dogs. I
Oh.
I don't know, but I definitely does the dog die in this movie? The dog does not die.
He does not die.
There is,
but he should have been nominated for supporting actor because how did he do that?
Messi, the dog, was perfect in this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, that little boy
faked his own death
from one little part of it, but also I can go another day of never hearing PIMP on steel drums again in my life.
Yes.
That can
50 Cent?
Huh? Yeah.
Yes.
50 Cent?
Yeah. Yes.
The wife was interviewing somebody, or she was being interviewed, and the husband upstairs, the idea was he was jealous and didn't want to hear, or was trying to interrupt it. So he very loudly was blasting 50 Cent's PIMP. It was like a steel drum version of it. So
instrumental
for the
on
first
repeat.
It was annoying as fuck too.
I could see that. Steel drums for that.
It sounded good. The first time I heard it, I was like, "Oh, this is nice." But then when you hear it on repeat on a very, very loud volume, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. The editing in this one too, also, I thought was really good. The way that they pieced the story together, I don't know. And then them replaying the fight between the two of them, that was that was tough.
And this is one of the reasons I say, like, doing something like this where we watch these movies that we probably never would have watched, because we do find gems, like we find ones that ended up being really good.
I thought this movie was just a true crime story.
Yeah.
But it ended up being like a courthouse kind of political thriller, courthouse thriller. Not political, it wasn't political at all. But yeah, it was really good. It was surprisingly good. It was number 3 on my list. It was the one.
Yeah.
So where does Vegas have it, David?
You want to guess? You want me to just tell you?
I mean,
you've given us 1 through 5, right?
Yeah, we got 1 through 5.
Okay, so we have Past Lives Yet, which actually I feel like people have been voting that pretty high, so that's probably 6. So I'm gonna go with 7.
Okay, Denise.
I wanted to put it higher, so I'm gonna be sad. I would say.
Oh,
8,
we've already lost 1 through 5.
Okay, well, happily, it is 6th.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
also at plus 2,500, just like Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh, okay.
So Killers of the Flower Moon, The Holdovers, and Anatomy of a Fall are all at plus 2,500.
Okay.
So they've all said that Killers of the Flower Moon is equally good as Holdovers and Anatomy of a Fall. Well, no, it's Vegas, and there's no feelings here. They're not saying it's as good. They're just saying that is the chance of winning it has.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. I don't think you guys watched Past Lives.
Sure didn't.
Fuck no.
All right. So Nora and Hae-sung, 2 deeply connected childhood friends, are arrested apart after Nora's family immigrates from South Korea to the United States. Decades later, they are reunited for one fateful week as they confront destiny, love, and the choices that make a life.
I didn't say fuck no because they're Korean.
It's okay.
I watched the trailer and I was like, I don't want to watch this.
Did you go off camera on purpose? Because you don't know.
Okay, so Past Lives.
I went off camera because I can feel something in in between my teeth. I'm trying to.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Past Lives. It's another one where it's like, is it Oscar worthy? It's like with Barb. It's just like, was it good? I think it was. I think it's probably a movie that I wouldn't have picked to watch, but I think why people really like it is because it's about like romance and connection and almost like what really could happen with fate, where you loved someone at a young age, then you drifted apart, then maybe you connected somehow, then you drifted apart, and then people get married, they move on with their lives, and then they kind of, you kind of have this in and out connection, but it wasn't like a happy ending, and it was more like realistic. It was like they had their final meeting, but she was married. It just, they mutually understood. Her husband understood what was going on, and he like drives off through the whatever bridge of New York and heads back to Korea. Like it was, I would say, more of a realistic love story than like a happy ending. They went off together and blah blah blah. So it was nice. It was good, but I don't. It was like just very like a calm, slow pace, and they have these connections back and forth, and that was kind of the movie.
Sounds.
But I wouldn't say it's Oscar worthy. Like I don't know.
Okay.
So, and I think I have that kind of lower on my list as well. I'm guessing that they put this maybe at number 7 in Vegas.
Okay, Denise, what do you think?
What movies we have left? Oh wait, no, I'm gonna put it at. Well, I am gonna put it at 8 then.
I was gonna say 8 because I've been saying 8, so I'm gonna get it's gonna I'll be right with you.
At some point you'll get it right.
Yeah.
It is at 9.
I swear. Okay, we'll get to the movie that I hate at one point.
It is at 9 at plus 10,000.
Okay.
So $1.
All I can hope is that Las Vegas has.
Well, $1 won't get you $10,000, but
if Vegas does not have number 10 as the same place as number 10, I just cannot trust what's happening over there because
I'm sure they do.
Okay.
I'm sure I know what movie you're talking about just based off of the reviews I got. So
do you want to talk about it next? I don't think any of us watched that movie. Did you watch that movie, Nora?
What movie?
Did you watch Maestro? Is that the movie you're talking about?
Well, let's save that to later.
Okay.
All right, we'll get one that you guys have watched. American Fiction. You both watched it?
Nope.
I watched it. David didn't watch it.
I was gonna watch it. Denise was supposed to give me her password, and then she didn't give it to me until like.
I put my
time.
Okay. Monk is a frustrated novelist who's fed up with the establishment that profits from Black entertainment that relies on tired and offensive tropes. To prove his point, he uses a pen name to write an outlandish Black book of his own, a book that propels him to the heart of the hypocrisy and the madness he claims to disdain. Denise?
So I was like, did you need to take a shot to get ready for that? Is that what this was?
Nope.
So this was based off of a book, Erasure, called Erasure. I don't want to be one of those people, but the book was way better, in my opinion, than the adaptation that this film was.
I've started the book. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. I understand wanting to take the route of focusing on the book that he wrote as the main point of this movie. But and I love Jeffrey Wright. Love him, adore him. But 2 things in the book that he changed that I feel that worked really well for the story. One is that the main character was a dark-skinned man and not a light-skinned man. And they grew up in DC and not in Boston. So it was a dark-skinned man who grew up in DC who never felt like he was Black enough. No, I won't even say that because he would feel it, but it wasn't like an issue to me. He an issue to him. He wasn't always trying to fit in. And there were things that he would do, like he would use the word egads, and everybody, like, what the fuck are you saying? Or he was playing basketball one time, and someone came to the lane, and he let them come right by him and go in, and lay up. And they're like, yo, what the fuck were you thinking about? And I can't remember what he was thinking about, but it was some Germanic phrase or something like that. And he was like, oh, I was thinking about this. And they were like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I feel like as a dark-skinned man in DC, that is like something about that is just like, I don't know. That just, I don't know. I don't want to. I know what I'm thinking, and I don't want to say it, but
Nah, say
for
it.
it to be a light skinned man,
Oh,
I just that's what I'm saying.
No, yeah, no, yeah,
I just
Yeah.
feel like it was
Yeah.
expected, and I feel like it for me it worked better for it to be. The book worked better for me. It was a super easy read. I think it's like almost 300 pages. I feel like I finished it in less than 2 days or about 2 days.
Oh,
It was
nice.
a really good book. And it was a book inside of a book. One thing that I do like that the movie did was that little scene where they did the movie inside of the movie, and they had that
Yeah,
little play, and he was like, what the fuck am I? What? Why the fuck did I say that? Like that was
yeah,
really funny, but um, I don't know. It was okay.
yeah, yeah. I liked it. I mean, obviously, great cast. And did you guys ever watch either the movie or the TV show Dear White People?
no, I ain't watched that shit.
This it kind of just felt like I don't even want to know if it's like a more sophisticated version or like almost like this is what I feel like Dear White People was trying to do or convey. Like that's like American Fiction like did it. I like the TV show. I don't think I really saw the movie, but the ideas were similar. But this I think I don't know portrayed it differently, and maybe the book that does a better job at what the movie's trying to do. But I could definitely interested in reading the book because I could see how that would be maybe a little
The book is
bit
interesting
better or
because the
more
book doesn't
detailed.
focus too much on the book. It's more around his family, um,
Mm.
and his relationship with his mom and his sister, and not so much his brother, which is an interesting choice that he has Sterling K. Brown in this movie as much as he does. Because I feel like in the book he's maybe there for, he's not there really at all. So
Well,
taking the focus away from Tracy Ellis Ross and
yeah.
pointing it to Sterling K. Brown and then giving him way more of a story. I thought that was an interesting choice too.
So
But I
maybe the
mean,
movie like was more like digestible, like we talked about Killers of the Flower Moon, how the real story and what we saw on the screen, like the movie was maybe easier. I don't know. I didn't mean just from watching the movie and the book was the movie like easier maybe for everyone to watch or digest or understand, or it just
I
took
don't
a
know.
completely different like
I didn't.
route.
This
I
does-
meant to look for it. I didn't really look for it to see what Cord Jefferson, the reason for pivoting some of the story the way he did. I mean, it shouldn't have been an apples to apples thing anyway. I understand that, but there were some creative directions that he made, and I was just like, I wonder what decision was behind this.
Hmm.
But I don't know. Wasn't bad. Wasn't the holdovers. So I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess we'll have this at 8. Could we have
okay.
7, 8, and 10 left? 7, 8, 10?
Did
7, 8,
Vegas
10.
put this at 10?
Hold on. No, they put it at 8 at plus 5,000.
Okay, 8.
Oh, the one
So
time I didn't
7
think eight.
then is the movie that I don't think anybody watched. The Zone of Interest. That's 7.
I watched that trailer. I was like, nah, I'm good.
No. I said Vegas. Did
Oh, yeah, they
have-
got it at 7.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Good.
Yeah, they got it 7.
So I didn't watch it either. I was like tired of paying for movies, and I was like, damn, another movie about Nazi Germany. I'm not paying for it. So skipped over that. But for anyone that did watch it, The Commandment of Auschwitz, Rudolf Haas and his wife Hedwig strive to build a dream life for their family in a house and garden next to the camp. Which it does sound interesting. Like you're living next to like the screens and the horror, and you're like trying to pretend that your life is perfect and beautiful while these things are happening on the other side of the wall. Like maybe I'll get to it when it comes out free, but just couldn't.
Nah, I know it
Couldn't do it
sucks.
this
I
time
don't
around.
need to. I'm done with the whole trauma porn thing. I get it.
Yeah.
I don't have to watch. I watched Schindler's List. I got like it's terrible. I got it. Just like watching slave movies. I'm not.
Yeah.
Slavery wasn't great. I'm not gonna sit here and watch a movie about some guy getting whipped. Like, I don't do that.
Yeah. All right. So let's just move on to Number
Man,
10. My number 10. Let's
Killers
see
of the
for
Flower
that.
Moon changed my life. I owe Martin Scorsese. I need to. I owe, like, he has probably saved me so many hours of my life now, because I am just, after watching that shit, my tolerance for for what I'm willing to put up with in my leisure time is
That's
oh
funny.
man, yeah. Yeah, you know, I was sitting at a bar today. Like, I went to meet somebody after work, and I ordered a drink, and I took a sip, and I was like, you know, I don't like this. And in my head, I'm like, I just gotta finish this fucking drink. And I was like, no, I fucking don't. And I just fucking gave back, like that movie has changed how I live my life. Like,
Like when you have a near-death experience, you never wasted a minute. That was
yeah,
It has made
That
you
was
enforce
David.
your boundaries. That's a good thing.
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Maestro.
So,
Miranda?
Maestro. Neither of you watched it, right?
No,
No.
I did not.
Okay, let me just.
Did
On
you
the
watch it?
verge. Yes, this is my least favorite movie. On the verge of securing a golden opportunity, American conductor Leonard Bernstein begins a tumultuous relationship with actress Felicia something, upturning their lives. Okay, so this movie started, and Bradley Cooper did like 3 different accents in the first like 10 minutes of the movie. At first, I thought he was doing like a European accent, and then it turned to like this 1920s Hollywood accent, and then it became New York. So I don't know what the fuck he was doing. I also don't understand why he keeps trying to prove that he's like not a comedic actor. I cannot see him in anything else. I didn't watch Silver Lining Playbook, but I just cannot take him out of like that Hangover movie. I just can't see him anything else.
Oh, what? Did you watch Nightmare Alley?
No.
What? Oh, yeah, I watched Nightmare Alley. It was a good one.
So he was good in that?
He was okay in that.
Okay, so
The way you
not good.
reacted.
It was a good movie.
He's just like trying too hard to prove to people that he could do something else other than comedy, and it's just not working. I knew nothing more about this Leonard Bernstein, anything more than that started this movie. I don't understand.
You knew
the
something
point
about
of
him
this.
going into this movie?
No, I knew nothing, and I came out knowing nothing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I guess they had some like editing sound things that were like revolutionary, which I'm sure will be studied and like are really cool. And he tried to be different and whatever, but I feel sorry for Carey Mulligan, who is nominated for supporting actor. She did great. I mean, she really carried the thing out, but the movie is just not. I don't know what like he could have just directed it and had someone else. He didn't have to direct and act and produce and edit and like do everything. Bradley. Also, it was produced by Martin Scorsese. So.
Oh, well, fuck me.
Is that what?
There you go.
And Steven Spielberg, but I'm not sure like how much people put into it, but Martin's right at the top of the list.
Okay.
So where they
And every time they show Bradley lose, like they'll show every like, award show that I've seen, they'll like, they'll announce the winner and they'll like show everyone he's like he should have won. Like, no. Just
funny.
clap up for the person who deserved it. So I'm glad that Vegas also agrees that it's 10th.
Yep.
Okay.
And if it
I started to watch Maestro today because I had time because I had to work late tonight. So I was like, I'll just put it on the background. But instead of watching Maestro, I thankfully found 2 short films that were nominated for best live action short film, and I watched those instead.
Okay, which ones?
There is a short out of the UK called The After. It is basically it's a man who so it was a man with a family. He has a daughter and a wife, and he's telling daughter, hey, I can't make it to your ballet recital tonight or whatever it is. And then they almost have there was a situation where she almost got injured, or they both almost got injured. So then he said, you know what, never mind, I'm gonna come with you. So he walks up to where his wife was waiting because she was going to take the daughter and go. And he said, hey, I'm coming with you. And he stepped away to make a phone call. And when he did that, someone came up and was like basically stabbing people and he stabbed, and unfortunately this is a trigger warning because it got really, really bad really fast. So I'm gonna give people time to go ahead if they want to. He went to stab he was stabbing some folks, walked up and went to, I don't know if he went to stab the daughter, what happened, but he basically took the little girl and threw her off of the bridge, this bridge that they were standing on. And then the mother, they tackled the man, the father and a few other people attacked the man that was attacking the people. And the mother looked up and realized what happened to the little girl and basically just walked off the bridge like she's trying to go get her. So so in an instant, his entire world just changed. So it really is a story about accepting grief and handling grief, because he then leaves everything. His friends, social workers, they gave him like a caseworker and everything. He becomes like a Uber driver or a Lyft driver or whatever. So he has people coming in and out of his car. And one day it's his daughter's birthday, and he's looking at a picture of her and he's singing happy birthday to the picture. And in this movie, the actor is I think he played in Selma. I don't know which character he was, unfortunately, but he played in Selma. But he does a really good job just in the way non-verbally he was portraying how grief-stricken he was. This was probably the only movie that I connected with emotionally, and it was only an 18-minute story. Yeah, the little girl, and then a little girl gets in his car. She looks just like his daughter. He's getting out of the car. The parents are arguing. He goes to help the little girl, like help her get into the house or whatever. She notices something in him isn't there. So she comes up and gives him a hug. And as soon as she does that, the sound that he makes when he falls to the ground and just starts sobbing, it was a lot. But then in a second, you have all this pent up just emotion in you, and you let it out. And then you just take that deep breath and you just look around and you get up and you're like, all right, okay. And then you go. And that's exactly what that was. And the way he portrayed it was awesome.
Where'd you watch it?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
I literally went to go watch Maestro and saw that right underneath it. And it said Oscar nominated. I said, oh, and clicked it.
So you watched two of them?
So two of the shorts. So there's that one. And then Wes Anderson did a story, the
Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar.
Yeah.
Which is a story that Roald Dahl did.
Yeah.
And I
There's
watched
like a
that
bunch
one.
of short stories for that.
That one was really good too.
Okay,
I like
check
those.
them out.
That was a little bit longer.
I didn't know those were nominated. I mean, it was a series of, like, I think 5 of them all together. But
yes. And it was funny. It was interesting because Mariah, you said at the beginning that the best films had to be 40 minutes. And it was interesting because I was looking at the Wonderful Sugar story, or Henry Sugar story, and that was 39 minutes. So I was like, oh, did they intentionally make it 39 minutes so that it would fall into the best short story?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. But that one was really good too. The way that it was a film, but they shot it like it was a play, and the background behind them is constantly moving with them. The acting was awesome in it. That one was a really good watch too.
Nice. Did anybody watch any other like non-best picture movies? And not the Outlaw Johnny Black?
Okay, so let me tell you about the Outlaw Johnny Black.
The who?
But what is it nominated for?
Not a goddamn thing. It was just a really good movie.
Okay, no. The question was other non-best picture nominated movies, and David wrote in the notes the Outlaw Johnny Black.
Because it was a good movie.
So maybe you put that in your snubbed category.
Nah, it wasn't. I mean,
oh, okay. Well,
you ever seen Black Dynamite?
Yeah.
The same Michael Jai White, I don't know when Michael Jai White made this turn to blaxploitation comedy, but it's fucking working. He plays a cowboy his dad got gunned down by this evil cowboy, and then he grows up and like goes to take revenge on him. And it's a blaxploitation movie set in the Westerns. Like, all the Native Americans are Italians, like they used to do back in the day when they wouldn't actually hire Native Americans. They just made and they're so obviously Italian. It's fucking hilarious.
What movie is this again?
Outlaw Johnny Black. It's on. You can rent it on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. Fucking loved it.
I watched Rustin. Since Coleman Domingo was nominated for Best Supporting, no, Best Lead, not Best Supporting.
Yeah.
I liked him in that.
Yeah, it was good. I feel like I know that he is gay, but I feel like that's what Bradley Cooper like wishes he could have done with his Maestro character because he's bi
damn.
and he just couldn't.
David, are you
Should've
okay?
just got
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you think Bradley Cooper was trying to like mold his character in the same frame that Coleman Domingo did for Rustin?
Well, no, I mean Bradley Cooper is a straight man. He was trying to play like a bisexual man, and it just did not. He just does not do a good well. Whereas you know, you just hire a gay actor to play a gay man, and then
Gotcha.
you know. Anyways, so I also watched Rustin, and I watched Naiad, and I watched El Conde, and I watched that was like half of it. I watched half of Golda, couldn't get into it. Oh, Society of the Snow was so good. Like if you like a really good like sports hero, like tragic movie, it was so good. It's about the Uruguay rugby team like the 1970s who crashed in the Andes Mountain, and then like only 10 or something survived, and they like had to eat the bodies of the other people that they flew with. And it's about their survival story. It was actually really
You
good.
said it was a sports movie. What the fuck?
You did.
Because they're rugby players. I mean, it's not, there were no sports happening, but they're rugby players.
The more
survival movie, I guess.
Yeah, you went further and further away from
It's a
sports.
true story. It's really good. It's on Netflix. It's free. I suggest you watch it. Oh my God, but the plane crashing, I've never seen. I mean, they showed legs cracking back. I've never seen. It was just so visual, but it was good.
I'm good.
I'm not
It was a
watching
good
that.
story.
This is
And then-
another story that I can just read about since it actually happened.
You could read it, but the movie
Yeah.
was good. And then the other one I watched was May December, which I really liked because you guys know the story about Mary Kay Letourneau, that she's like the woman who dated her like her student, and then she went to jail, and they had their babies. That happened. Yeah, so that happened in Washington. So I always hear, I hear about it a lot. That's where I'm from. So May December was like based off of that story, but it's about a reporter who goes to pretty much interview the teacher and the student kind of situation, and she's going. She's not just interviewing for journalism, but she's interviewing them because she's an actor, so she's going to like go and learn about them, and she's like starts to mimic the woman, and it kind of gets kind of creepy because she like is kind of getting to some like method acting and starts to embody like the pedophile rapist woman, and it was interesting. Natalie Portman, she did great, but that's another interesting kind of one-off category movie.
Okay.
And then also Saltburn, of course, one-off, got snubbed. It could have been nominated for cinematography or something, but nope.
Yeah, he fucked a grave.
He sure did.
Yeah, I don't think I watched anything else. I mean, other than the other ones, because I know like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was nominated for something, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
You know, I did watch
Yeah.
Across the Spider-Verse, which I mean, it's obviously going to win Best Animated.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to say I hope so, because I think the one that's like the Heron and the something, that one's been winning quite a bit. I think that's what's called the
The
Heron.
Boy and the Heron.
The boy-
Yes,
Yeah.
that one's been winning like a lot.
Yeah,
I
I don't
haven't
get
seen
it. I mean,
but-
I love Ghibli works, but I don't. That wasn't my favorite one. It wasn't. It wasn't bad. It just there have been better movies made by that studio that haven't won, so I don't see how that one wins.
Yeah.
Well, by that former studio, because it's not really a studio anymore. I know they actually contracted some of the animation work out to different studios. I mean, everything came back great. It's a beautiful movie, but I don't know. Christian Bale plays the father in that movie, and he makes some choices with his voice. Almost like you said with Bradley Cooper at the beginning of Maestro, where he's like 3 different fucking accents. What the fuck are you trying to do? Christian Bale did the same thing. but it's animated, so you're not looking at Christian Bale trying to do this
Yeah.
shit. You're looking at a cartoon that you know is being voiced by Christian Bale in the American dubbed version of this. That you know is being voiced by Christian Bale. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I didn't understand that at all. But
Well, so of the movies that you've watched, I want to hear your own ranking, and then maybe like your just prediction for Best Picture, whether it's your top choice or not. So, David, of the ones that you watch, like where have you kind of put them? First, second, third, fourth, whatever.
of the ones that I watched, I would say, probably Holdovers would be first. Although I think Oppenheimer is going to win, and like I said, I wouldn't be upset about it. And then I'm okay with putting Poor Things third, mostly because I'm pretty sure that's the only other one I tried to watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Denise?
So in American Fiction, they had this quote where they were like, pinning art against other art is it's crazy because it's all subjective. So the fact that this is even happening is crazy. Sorry, kind of like David. I know she is just on one today. Kind of like David. I want if I don't feel like it's fair to put Oppenheimer and The Holdovers. Like I don't know. Like Oppenheimer did shit that wasn't like they hadn't done yet. Like that scene that they shot in black and white, that had never been done. They had to go to Kodak and say, "Hey, can you do this?" And Kodak kind of had to just make it happen. Like,
yeah.
So I feel like for just shit like that, like for me, Oppenheimer is first because they just did, along with the story and the editing and the sound and the music and the directing and the casting and everything. It was just it all worked. So for me, Oppenheimer would be first, but just based on like because I can't remember if it's an original story or not, and the casting and just how everything worked. For me, The Holdovers is also first. After that, it can go in any order. Oh no, Anatomy of the Fall would be next. After that, it can all go in any order. Like I don't.
No, it can't.
I watched them just to say I watched them. I didn't really connect with anything.
I'll tell you, I need this to be known. I fully remember the fact that I watched Killers of the Flower Moon. I'm just assuming that it's not supposed to be on this list, so I'm not going to rank it on it because it's so weird. So I mean, so many movies came out, and like Mariah, you were saying before, like Saltburn. I didn't watch it, but if you're saying like it was good, I don't get how it doesn't make it on this list when I know what's on this list. And that's the scary part for me because
I think I will stop you there. I think I read something about it that it had to be a theatrical release, and Saltburn was not. It was straight to streaming, and I think that's the reason why it was not nominated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I mean, Killers of the Flower Moon at plus 25, and being like having like the sixth or tied for the fifth best odds is I mean, because anybody, like, I get it, art is subjective. I understand that. But objectively, nobody in that movie acted well. And I know, what's her name? Lily Gladstone. Like, she's nominated for, like, Best Actress. How the fuck? She says 15 things the whole time. And she says all of them. It looks like she's looking at the fucking...
I know. She's
looking at the cue card. And I'm like, how are you nominated for Best Actress?
Things like that remind me of Adam Ruins Everything, and that is the money that's being put in. That's maybe they're trying to representation and they're putting money and they want people to watch it and stuff like those. That's where I feel like that vote is coming from because she had a very small part overall, like compared to what Emma Stone did. Like I can't compare those two roles at all.
Like sometimes a little bit of racism is okay. Like sometimes, like we don't have to get everybody in there. Sometimes a white person just does better. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I know there was another woman who acted better than her and deserved to be nominated. And I feel in my heart of hearts, I feel like she knows that. the Academy has to know that, and the other women in the room know that. And it sucks that one of them doesn't get that opportunity just because Martin Scorsese made a movie about white people and decided to add Native Americans to it. Because that's what that was. It wasn't a movie about Native Americans. It was a movie about white people.
Yeah. 100%.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm done.
I'm sorry.
Did I rank what?
That was the point of that ranking.
No, fuck that movie. I'm not ranking it.
He did rank.
No,
he did give us a rank.
Oh, okay.
He only watched like 3 or 4 movies, so he ranked them.
No, yeah, and I
I
left
think
that.
he cut off your ranking though. I don't think we fully finished what you were saying.
Oh, because I don't know how to rank them. Like I said, I have Oppenheimer, kind of, and the Holdovers. I gave my.
What else did you watch?
Huh? Well, okay, Anatomy of the Fall. I liked after that.
Okay.
Then, like I said, everything. I watched Barbie, American Fiction, Killers of the Flower Moon, and Poor Things, and I could put those in any order and be fine. Like I don't.
Yeah, she said it didn't matter.
I watched them.
Yeah, I guess after top 3 or 4, it really doesn't matter where they're at anyways. Yeah. And that's kind of where I'm at. So I have Oppenheimer, The Holdovers, Anatomy of the Fall, Past Lives, Barbie, Poor Things, American Fiction, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro. Zone of Interest, I'm sure it was great. It's somewhere in the middle. But
yeah,
I think we can all agree that Oppenheimer, The Holdovers, like, again, 2 very separate different movies, but either one is probably going to take home Best Picture.
Yep.
But if I'm thinking of what's really going to take home, I think I have just this feeling that Poor Things is going to take it home.
No, so
if not Oppenheimer, if Oppenheimer absolutely does not win, the alternative that people are probably going to pick, I think it might be Poor Things.
Yeah, I don't think The Holdovers is going to get it, only because it's not getting the there's no place for it. Like Oppenheimer is the big budget one that actually succeeded in meeting expectations, and Poor Things is the super art house. Everybody gets to live their wildest acting dreams and like really, really, really dig into a role.
Oh, and so we didn't talk about Willem Dafoe, but he did amazing in that.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe.
He was snubbed
from what I saw. Yeah.
I would have taken him over Mark Ruffalo. It's the accent again. People need to stop doing accents. And Mark Ruffalo, I just, anyways, they could have thrown in a 6th person, and it should have been William Dafoe, but whatever. Yeah. They could have taken out Sterling K. Brown and put in William Dafoe. Mm-hmm. He hit a much more of a part than Sterling K. Brown did in terms of like what he was in part of the movie and like, but anyways.
Agreed.
Well, let's do some fun and do some trivia. All right. Actually, before the trivia, I'm going to, because it's the last day of Black History Month, I'm going to do some Black History Month Oscar facts really quick. If I can find it. Here we go. All right. Black History Month, the Oscars. Here we go.
Why are you still about to record an album?
I can't say her name. Let's get that one. Okay, Hattie McDaniel was the first African American to receive an Oscar. She won Best Actress in a Supporting Role as Mammy in Gone with the Wind in 1939. Dorothy Dandridge was the first Black actress to receive a nomination for a lead role, which was Carmen Jones in 1954.
Why'd you make that face, David?
Because she's left off the whole back half of Hattie McDaniels.
I'm just giving quick facts. But
they didn't even let her in the room.
Yes, they did not.
She didn't even accept the award because they wouldn't even let her sit in the room.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yes, please. Yeah, if you got some additional fact coming up, Sidney Poitier. Mm-hmm. Was the first Black male actor to receive an Oscar in 1958 for The Defiant One. Also, he was the first Black male to win an Oscar, which was for Best Actor in Lilies in the Field in 1963. Duke Ellington is the first African American to be nominated for Best Original Score, which was Paris Blues in 1961. Rita Moreno is the first and only Latin American to win the Best Supporting Actress, which was The West Side Story.
Is she Afro-Latino?
I think so, yes. I think she's Puerto Rican. The late great Isaac Hayes was the first African American to win the Best Original Song category for the theme for Shaft in 1971.
He was a Scientologist, right?
I was about to say, who said late great? Is that in the article or did you say that?
No, he's dead.
I'm reading the article. These are not my words.
Not to say he wasn't great, but I was just curious.
He was. I mean, he was until.
Yeah, until the whole thing got weird. That's why.
Yeah.
That's what I was just wondering.
Diana Ross is the first Black actress to receive a nod for Best Actress from a debut film performance for Lady Sings the Blues in 1972. Any comments?
No.
The late Prince, and this should say the late great Prince. This just says the late.
Yeah.
The late great Prince was the first and only African American to win an Oscar for Best Original Song Score for his film Purple Rain. The category has since been retired. Interesting.
What was the category?
Best Original Song Score. Huh.
Hmm.
Denzel Washington is the first Black actor to receive 2 Best
That's
Supporting
racist.
Actor nominations, Cry, Freedom, and Glory. He has since become the second African American to win an award for Best Actor in Training Day. He also has a Best Actor nominee for Flight and Fences. Spike Lee is the first African American to receive an Oscar nod for Best Documentary, which was Four Little Girls. He shared the nomination with Samuel D. Pollard, who was the producer. Queen Latifah is the first female hip hop artist to be nominated for an Oscar. In 2003, she received a nod for Best Supporting Actress for her role in Chicago. Oh my gosh, I love Chicago. She was so good at that. And then she put out a jazz album after that, and I really love that jazz album too.
I did not know that happened.
Halle Berry is the first and only Black woman to receive an Oscar for Best Actress in a Lead Role, which was for Monsters Ball in 2001. Jamie Foxx is the first Black actor to earn 2 nominations in the same year, Collateral and Ray. Unfortunately, Foxx didn't nab a Best Actor nod last year for his role in Django Unchained. Oh, last year, this is old. Despite the film's 5 nominations. 3 6 Mafia is the only hip-hop group to win an Oscar. They won the Best Original Song for It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp from the movie Hustle and Flow.
Woo-hoo.
And let me just do one more here. Jennifer Hudson is the first Black actress to win an Oscar for a debut film, which was for Dreamgirls.
I got one.
And there's much more. So, people out there, do your research. Look into it.
Yeah, I'm saying I got one. Black nominees represent 1.9% of all nominees and 2% of all winners from 1929 to 2023.
Boo.
Yep, Oscar's so white. Definitely been a controversy for the lack of diversity in the Academy Awards for a very long time.
Yeah.
Which is why I think this category for the Best Picture was added in, that there has to be at least 2 of 4 of a different group of elements for you to be now nominated for a Best Picture movie. You have to have some type of inclusion and diversity. So,
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
who does that help? It's an award show made by white people to give awards to white people. Just let them do it. Like, I mean, why try to make? You know what? This isn't going anywhere good, so I'm gonna stop. You got a quiz?
yeah. we got wrapping it up with the quiz. We're wrapping up here with the quiz. If I can get my internet going. This is from the dorkygeekynerdy.com.
And what kind of trivia is it? Is this Oscars trivia?
This is just plain old Oscar trivia. I'm gonna try to pick some things that
Difficulty
know.
level of easy.
maybe. Which man won the most Academy Awards ever?
This is
Is
multiple,
it multiple
choice.
choice?
Nope, one choice. You just have to say the answer.
George Clooney.
Academy
Mhm.
Awards nominations ever?
Most wins.
Most wins.
Ever.
I don't even know anybody who's got one win. And this is like Best Actor?
Oh man.
No, this is just the man who's won the most. Any category,
Even
all
Spielberg.
category. Walt Disney with 22.
Fuck him.
Which prolific British director, best known for Suspense, never won a competitive Oscar in a career spanning over 50 years?
Who's that
Alfred
man?
Hitchcock.
Who did?
Yep.
Huh?
Bingo. Albert Hitchcock.
Oh, I was way off.
What were you gonna say?
What's that fucker's name? Who did? What's the movie where he was having people eat pigs and shit with Brad Pitt? I know it's not Guy Ritchie. Who am I thinking of?
You thinking of Kevin Spacey?
No, he's a director.
You talking about Seven?
No, Brad Pitt was in his movie, but the director, he's a British director. He does like those. Fuck, is it Guy Ritchie? Wasn't he married to Madonna too?
That's Guy Ritchie. Yeah,
Yep.
And he's a director.
yeah.
Then that's who I'm thinking of, Guy Ritchie.
You're thinking of Guy Ritchie?
Was he married to Madonna?
Yeah,
Yeah, when she said British,
I think
he said
so.
British director.
she did. Yeah, she did.
Yes, that was. He must be the only British director I know
Okay.
outside of Alfred Hitchcock, who I did not realize
Was British?
I just wasn't thinking of him. I don't know.
It says that we got one person chatting with us on
Yeah, that's
Twitch.
that's
I can't figure out how to see them. Anywho. All right. Sorry, person. A film must be screened in a theater in what city to be eligible for Academy Award?
If it's not Los Angeles, I don't know.
Hold on. No, because it's gonna have to be somewhere. Because Los Angeles is too obvious. It's gonna have to be somewhere where they're trying to say you actually have to try to reach an audience. I'm gonna say
Dallas, Texas.
Sioux Falls.
It was Los Angeles.
Damn it, David! Fuck you.
Hey,
And
stand on your shit. Ain't nobody tell you to change your fucking answer. And you got it wrong. You got it wrong too.
I said Los Angeles.
No, you said Dallas, Texas. You changed your answer. You got it wrong.
But I said Los Angeles at first.
I'm up 1-0. Let's go.
Shauna said it is Guy Ritchie, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. That's what she said.
What happened?
Okay.
Guy Ritchie directed Lock,
She-
Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
She agreed with you on the Guy Ritchie thing.
But that was wrong. You said Alfred Hitchcock.
No,
Yeah, but-
that was.
but you were
But
thinking-
she agreed with you. Like you were on the right path of figuring out whatever you were trying to say.
Locks, but that's not the movie I was thinking of. I don't know if she can think of the
Okay.
movie, but they were feeding people to pigs.
Snatch this is what you're thinking
Yes,
of.
yes.
Yeah.
Who
I know about
declined-
diamonds. Yeah. Sorry.
Who declined the Best Actor award in 1973?
Oh fuck! He sent the Native American woman up on stage.
Yep, you're right. You're on the right path.
Shit.
We maybe know the movie that he was up for.
No. Sure don't.
1973.
I just know that
Any
happened.
guesses? It was Marlon Brando for his role in The Godfather.
I was
Mm.
about to say Burt Reynolds. Marlon Brando. Okay.
Okay. In 2016, La La Land was announced as Best
Moonlight.
Picture. Yep. You're right. It was
That don't
Moonlight.
count. That don't count because she ain't finished the question. Are we not finishing the?
Oh,
we not finishing
sorry.
the question?
Yeah, you're right.
Are we not finished?
No, stop it.
No, you have to
well-
finish the question.
So we'll move on to the next one.
I
Okay,
can't believe
let's
you
see.
two. This conspiracy to keep me from winning.
Wow, this is like the geeky round. Okay, this is getting hard. Who has hosted the Academy Awards ceremony more often than anyone else?
Jimmy Kimmel.
Is it a man or a woman?
It's a man.
Is it someone we know?
That's up for
Is he
debate,
white?
I suppose. Yes.
What game? This is not a guessing game.
She said it's getting harder. We need hints.
No, we don't. You need to just guess and see
Just
what
guess
happens.
a white man.
Um,
Older. Very, very older.
Martin Short.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's alive. Bob Hope. He hosted 18 ceremonies starting in 1940. Okay, let's see.
I would. Mm-mm.
Who was the first actor or actress? I'm just gonna give you a hint. It's an actress to win 4 Oscars.
I was getting hints because you did these.
The first actress to win 4 Oscars.
Shauna's yelling at the TV answers.
Audrey Hepburn.
Denise.
Oh, I thought that was right.
No, I was guessing.
I stopped thinking because I thought that was the right person.
I just named an
close.
old white woman.
I can't think of a white woman that acts.
You
right
said
now.
close.
Mm-hmm.
She did. Audrey Hepburn is close. Marilyn Monroe.
Katharine Hepburn.
Yeah, Catherine.
Who's Cat?
She was nominated 12 times. All right. This is the Black History. In 1968, the award ceremony was pushed back 2 days due to what event? Happened in
1960.
February.
Okay.
Oh yeah, oh boy.
What'd you say?
I'm like, is that not it? MLK?
No, well, no, repeat your answer. I just didn't hear it.
I said the MLK assassination.
Yes, the funeral of Martin Luther King Jr.
Oh, the funeral.
The funeral, but
I
this
should
is
have
the-
called him old boy. I'm
You did.
Oh, yeah.
too late now. So this is the nerdy round.
The
was
other
that the
one,
only Black History question?
I think
So far, I mean, these are not my questions.
When was the first televised Academy Award ceremony?
Can we just give the year?
Yeah, that's all I got is the year.
What else were you gonna give?
I don't know the month. Who knows? 1954.
I'm going to say 1948.
1953. Very close.
I got it because I was closest without going
David,
over.
shut up.
Okay, so you only have to guess one of these.
Okay.
But what are the only 3 movies to win the Big 5 awards? So that's Best Actor, Director,
Titanic.
Editing, Writer, everything. Only 3 movies have done it.
You
Titanic.
said Titanic?
David?
We just gotta pick one movie.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
3,
there's
but
been
if you can
3,
get
just
one
give
of
one.
them.
All
Is
right,
Titanic one of them?
hold.
Wait till David.
Well, if it's
What are the 5 categories?
Best Picture, Director, Writing, Editing, and some probably cinematography.
Oh, okay.
Shauna says Beauty and the Beast.
Parasite.
Ooh. And David still hasn't answered.
He said Parasite.
I said Parasite.
So the 3 were It Happened One Night, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and The Silence of the Lambs.
Those are all awful.
None of them shits deserve that.
No,
What
no.
the fuck are the Oscars? Are this?
That's what I'm saying. Like this is whack.
This is like a joke ceremony where they give movies that don't deserve awards, right?
Well, they hit the categories. I guess they could be up for, and they pay enough money.
Did
So
you watch? Have you seen Silence of the Lambs?
yes,
It's not great.
I wouldn't have even thought it won a thing.
It's not. Oh,
Let alone
wow.
be nominated for anything. Well, actually, Anthony Hopkins was pretty cool, but that wasn't one of your categories.
nope. What proposed category has been rejected from 1991 to 2012?
Actual good movie.
Like it's in, it's in there now, or did they stop trying to get it in?
I don't think it's in there now. I guess it was rejected. I don't think it came back, so I don't see it. So this is a category that happened, but it's still not happening.
Best comedy.
Denise?
Box office, highest box office.
Shauna says computer effects. It is best stunt coordination. Okay, two more. The Academy Awards were first broadcast in color in what year?
1967.
David?
I'm gonna say 1965.
Denise? I mean, Shauna? See if she'll write in her answer.
Yelling at her TV. She better not be Googling either.
She probably is.
All right, Shauna, you have 5, 4,
Damn.
3, 2,
When did she
1.
guess Louis Christmas?
1966.
I won again. Okay.
All right, last one.
So I ain't
Category-
going. Don't get mad.
Whatever.
Categories come and go over the years, but as of 2020, how many categories are there for the Academy Awards?
I'm at like 12. There's something like that. I think there's like 12.
57.
Are
Shauna.
there more than they have on their website? Because I've been looking at their website all week, and there was only like 12.
It is 24.
It did not look like that many. Which ones are they leaving off?
Somewhere in the middle.
Oh, well.
All right. Well,
It was
I
a
guess
tie.
that wrap. Yo, was not keeping track. So.
We all win.
Oh,
Yeah, we all win.
So that means David won.
No, that does not mean
What?
David win.
All right. Well, that wraps up the Oscars.
It sure does. First, grand closing,
Yeah.
grand opening.
So
Yep.
if you listen, this is the first and last time that we will all be sitting through 10 movies. Well, I sat through 9. But everyone gave a good effort, and that's what matters. So I don't know what's
Tell you,
next.
man.
Well, what's next is
X-Men?
we have X-Men animated 97 is coming up in a few weeks.
We are going to find time to talk about Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
I haven't watched it.
Well, maybe we can do it like next week just to get back in the rotation of the weeks. I'm open to next week talk about. I only have 2 episodes left, so I'm going to
I
talk
haven't
about
watched all of
that.
it. I haven't watched any of it, so
It's quick.
It's-
It's a quick watch in one day.
I mean, it's 6 episodes.
It's an interesting watch. Like you'll want to watch it back to back to back. So
There's 6 episodes. Each one's about an hour. It's like 53 minutes an episode. It's really fucking good. It is really fucking good.
Okay. Well, I was giving the X-Men animated series a rewatch, but I'll pause that for this.
So I guess after that, then yeah, X-Men. I'm down with that. I have never seen the original, so I'll watch the original animated, and then I guess we'll get into the show.
What?
Yeah.
And then you know what? And we could talk about all this stuff off the air, but Killers of the Flower Moon really we don't, as a podcast, I don't think we have to just do what's happening like right now. Like we can dig into crates and just break some shit up that we want to talk about. We don't have to
Oh, of
just do
course.
what these motherfuckers want us to do. We can do what makes us happy.
Why did that?
Well, here's the thing: we didn't come into this knowing that these were not going to make us happy.
David, that movie really had an effect on you.
It was such a bad. Because I get it. Like art is subjective, but objectively, that was a bad movie.
It
I
really
don't
was.
I don't understand what happened there.
No, it was. It was.
Yeah.
It's okay. It can't hurt you anymore.
We'll
It
never
can't-
talk about it again.
It can't, because eventually the auctions are gonna come on. And
Yep,
if,
in 10 days.
and if somebody from that movie wins,
Robert Downey Jr. already won a couple times, I think. So, I'm so sorry, Oppenheimer. Oh my God, wrong movie. I'm thinking of
I was like,
Oppenheimer.
wait,
yeah,
what
no.
does that mean? Was he not
Robert
gonna
De
win?
Niro is who's up for.
he's nominated off of that.
Yeah,
He is? For what?
Yeah.
Leading actor?
yeah, I think so. One of the roles.
No, hold on. Hey, we're pausing. There's no fucking way.
Yeah, he's
No,
been
he
nominated
is.
for every
No, he's
single
supporting actor.
award, supporting actor, but he's been nominated for every single award show this whole
Yeah.
season.
He's
He
not
just
hasn't
won.
supporting actor.
So it's
And Leonardo was not nominated at all.
Mark Ruffalo, De Niro, Robert Downey Jr., Sterling K. Brown, and Ryan Gosling.
And
Yep.
if RDJ does not get that, then something is wrong.
So did nobody from the holdovers get nominated for anything individually other than her?
No,
Paul
Paul
Giamatti.
did.
Oh, Paul
Yeah.
he's for best actor.
Leading
Mhm.
actor, yeah.
Okay.
Because people think that Killian's not going to win Best Actor because they feel like people think it's like Paul is due. So
I mean, he already won Golden Globe, so
And again, you're saying I don't know what that. I don't know what.
It's like I would say Golden Globe and like Oscars, like they're like if of the award shows, they're probably the closest and like
Killian won
you
Golden
know,
Globe
things
or
that-
Paul.
no, Paul did.
Oh,
Okay. I can take that.
And I gotta double check, but I feel like Anatomy of the Fall won like Best Picture, and that's why I was so caught off guard. I was like, I have to watch this movie now because they won like something prestigious at the, and that was kind of a shocker, I think. Let's see, Golden Globes. Yeah, they won Screenplay of Motion Picture, Foreign Language Film. Yeah, I think the screenplay one is kind of like one of the higher.
Just can you imagine that?
Best screenplay. Yeah, they won best screenplay.
Can you imagine being Robert De Niro? And I mean, he's acted so long, and he's done such good work that he knows this wasn't a good performance. Could you imagine having to be him and just sit there in this shit and know that everybody's lying to your fucking face where they tell you how amazing you were? Oh, your performance was transcendent and also this shit. And in their heads, they're just like, you old sorry fuck. You just stole somebody else's spot that deserved to be here just because you're
same
friends
with Bradley Cooper. Someone
with another
else.
old. It's their proximity to Martin Scorsese because he's the fucking devil. Like there's no other explanation for this. There's magic. He just.
I guess they got enough money pumped into this thing.
They got something pumped into something, but
Were you reading that, Mariah?
No, I was trying to figure out how to look at the person who gave us a Twitch comment, but I can't figure out how to see it. It got me back to them.
I was like, what was she reading?
I hope to God it's not Martin Scorsese. Like he just jumped on the Twitch.
Our Twitch stream because his ears were burning. He said, David.
Well, if
Cat
it was him,
dead.
I'll tell you this. If it was him, it's not written well. So
Do better, Martin.
fucking guy.
Do better.
$15 in over 3 hours of my life.
Oh, I was like, what's $15 mean? I keep forgetting you paid for that. I think that's why you're so angry about it because you paid. If I paid to see that, I would have been angry also.
I don't think I ate that night. I don't think I ate dinner.
You were genuinely just so
I fucking hated it.
I hated it too, but again, it was free for me. So I was just like, this was a waste of time. For it to be a waste of time and money, can you imagine going to the movie theater and sitting through that?
I'm telling you.
I took a no, there's no way. Halfway through, I stopped and went to like the grocery store, came back and started and stopped. Like there's three.
I thought it was over, and I was like, "Fuck me, it's not over." Like two times, I thought it was over, and it just kept going.
It was weird too because I watched Echo first and then came back to this, and all I kept hearing about watching Echo is, "Oh, they gave such a powerful performance in Killers of the Flower Moon." And I watched those. I was like, "Where?"
No, they didn't,
It was a
man.
better performance than Echo,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Oh, and
David,
speaking
I'm
of Native American representation, Resident Alien, so good. Check it out. So funny.
Yeah, white.
Alan
dude?
Tudyk is amazing.
Is he Native
No,
American?
but the family that he's with, like the supporting cast, is Native American.
Oh, okay.
Great movie. I mean, great TV show. So funny.
Word.
So
Well, let's go. David needs some healing. Let's go.
yeah, we
Let's
should
stop the pain.
wrap this up.
I got
I
it. Yeah,
kinda
I got
just
it.
want- I just want to keep talking about Clears of the Flower Moon just to see his reaction to it.
I mean,
I don't.
final thoughts here, Dave. Do you have anything else we need to say?
Nope.
Denise, we'll just wrap it up.
The Holdovers was an amazing movie.
it was.
Oppenheimer was an amazing movie.
It was.
Like I said, what I saw of Emma Stone's performance in Poor Things before I couldn't watch anymore was fucking amazing. And it's weird because I don't watch movies like that. So watching people act not to tell so much a story, but just like to act to say, look, I'm a really good fucking actor. Like Emma Stone is a really good fucking actor.
Yeah.
And she fucking proved it with that. I wish I had watched American Fiction. I'll probably watch it later, but
Yeah,
everything, yeah.
And the
That's-
Anatomy of a Fall, whenever that comes, because I know.
I will
Yeah.
watch that. I will watch that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Well, until next time, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. You know, see ya. Adios.